Yo, what's going on guys, it's me Jedi. Today we're gonna go off from like talking about specific people and specific things. And we're gonna go for like a more broad subject, and this is gonna be scientific. So we're gonna look at the top 10 scientific mysteries that people don't know the answer to and people just don't know like how to go about it. And we're gonna be looking at them today. So let's go. So starting at number 10, Mars. So, of course, we know that Elon Musk is doing this really cool thing where he's trying to send a lot of people to Mars and try to start civilization there and try to make Mars like another colony. But it's really not that easy because we really don't know that many things about Mars. Like, for example, there's this one like dark red streak thing, and it's like a huge, there's like a lot of combination of streaks that go over the surface during when it gets warm there, and then when it gets cold there, it kind of goes away. We don't know how to figure that out, and there's a lot of different mysteries about Mars that we really haven't figured out. So the whole space odyssey thing that we're trying to like expect, where people are going to go to Mars, we're not really that close yet. I mean, of course we're closer than what we were before, but it's not like something that's going to happen in the next, like it's not going to happen in like the next 50 to 60 years. Number 9, mummies. So Egypt's kind of scaring us a lot because a lot of these Egyptian mummies and stuff that we see, they have this drug in them, and they don't know where this drug came from, and this drug like kind of traces back to their area, like or to their era, from when from the mummies were actually like killed, or like from when the mummies died and when they lived. So we don't know if the mummies were addicts, or we don't know how this drug even got there. And this drug is super like different. They couldn't really test it out for anything that's a common drug now. So it's super bizarre, and we don't know how this works. And that's one of the reasons why like mummies are being able to be like preserved. So scientists are still wondering like if we can extract that drug, try to replicate it, and try to make that possible for all human bodies. But we have no idea, and it's really hard to find out because of the fact that you need like a lot of time and energy to put into that scientific research, and there's a lot of other things that you should be focusing on. So next one's probably one of the weirdest ones, and this is probably one of the only facts in this entire list where it has a logical explanation, but it's just super bizarre. So the Ajanta caves of India. So these are physical structures built supposedly by humans, where they have these huge massive structures built like perfectly, like these are like amazing, like perfect structures made just by humans because it's from a long time ago. So we don't know how this happened because of the fact that some of these structures are built really high, and how humans would be able to like transport all those goods up there and build it, and how they would actually be able to do all this stuff in such a good orderly manner, and like to perfection, and to the point where we didn't have any tools, like we didn't have any like flying, we didn't have any like flying things to take our stuff up, and we didn't have anything to put beams, we didn't have technology. So it's really fascinating how they would have pulled this off, but this is just super unexplainable, and we don't even know who the architect who pulled this off is because they didn't take any note of that. And whoever did this definitely had a huge mind, and this is in India, so you guys should definitely go check it out. So you can actually go see this fact, so it's not something that's like hidden from everybody. So you guys can check this out. Next up, a really popular one that a lot of people really weren't wondering about, including the whole Area 51 raid that just went on. And it's about aliens, of course. So can't have a list about scientific mysteries without aliens. Aliens are a mystery because we really don't know what goes on. Some people say that they've seen UFOs. We see stuff that sometimes happens outside of space, and we don't know what's causing all this stuff to happen. It could just be completely like science. It could just be something that's just going on with the world and like our whole like galaxy, but we really don't know how to explain it. So a lot of people are saying that aliens could be true, but it's just all up to you. So comment section below, go run it up, talk about if you think aliens are true or if they're not. Next up, psychics and people who read minds and psychic powers and all that stuff. This is really unexplained, and we don't know how people do this when they could talk to each other. So between twins, it's actually proven that two twins can actually have their own language and they can actually converse between each other. But we don't know how psychics do this with other people, and this could all just be like a huge control of, this could all just be a really good control of your mind. But at the end of the day, science can't explain this, so it's on this list. Number 5 are cows. They always graze facing north and south. So then cows, whenever you see them like grazing around, they never graze east or west. And we don't know if there's like a body compass that they have or anything. And there is a logical explanation to this, which basically just shows that the animals are trained by like their ancestors, like bison and stuff like that, where facing north you'd be able to go like in a line and face north, and then facing south you'd follow like a straight line, and it's like the perfect method to graze grass and stuff. So then a lot of scientists feel like they just kind of brought that down in generations. That's why they're doing this, but we really don't know. We don't have a perfect explanation for why they have that kind of like, you know, body clock or mental tune to why they're doing this. So this is something we haven't figured out yet. Maybe you guys know the answer. If you do, or if you have any thoughts about it, in the comment section below. Number 4 was cardiac arrest that led to near death. There were so many people in England for a while who actually went through a cardiac arrest, and then when they were actually revived by the doctors, they actually mentioned facing death and seeing what death was like, and they actually mentioned like being like going unconscious and coming back. And this one's actually really scary, because if this is true, then they could tell us everything we need to know, and they could just be the smartest people on earth. But of course it doesn't work like that, because science doesn't work like that. So there's a logical explanation for this, and the reason that most people believe, including me, for why this could have happened is because of the fact that they're just trying to go around and make themselves look popular and spread news that they're really cool, and they're just trying to like say this to get more clout. Number 2 is because they just have like some kind of mental tune to where they go there and they get into such a huge trauma that they start imagining things, and then that's like their way to cope with it and like to deal with what happened, because they just can't comprehend what happened, so they make up what happens. So these are all like the reasons for why this could have actually happened. If you believe that, you know where to go talk about it. Number 3, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, all these cool names for just a big animal that hunts people, that just lives out in the woods that no one's ever seen before. This is the hoax, guys. Remember, everything that I say in this video is my opinion, but this one's a pretty big hoax. Like, no one's ever seen this. Then if they have seen it, why isn't it on camera? And when people say they've caught something on camera, it's usually just like a really big bear or something like that. And we're not gonna get any like, you know, Chewbacca thing, like the type things from like Star Wars, because those kind of things don't exist. And if they did exist, we would have known by now, and we would have seen them. And if you beg to differ, and if you think that you've seen a Bigfoot, yeah, again, go to the comment section below and put in the high dimensions and stuff like that, and let's see how many people believe you, because it's probably not true. It's probably just like a bear. Number 2 is UFOs. Like I mentioned before, you guys know what UFOs are, right? Yeah, like those circular round things that fly. No, it's actually not that. So what a UFO really stands for is unidentified flying objects. So of course that circular thing would also be a UFO, but anything that's flying around in space is considered a UFO. So when scientists say, "Oh, we have a UFO entering the Earth's atmosphere," that could just be like some space station that we sent up that's coming back down, or something that's just orbiting the atmosphere. It could be a meteor. It could be anything. So anything could be a UFO. It's just an unidentified flying object. A UFO isn't like a specific alien craft ship that they use, which scientists identify as. So next time you hear something about, oh, we have a UFO in space, then don't start freaking out and be like, oh, aliens. It could just be anything, because UFO stands for unidentified flying objects. Alright, lastly, we cannot make a scientific video talking about scientific mysteries without bringing up the origin of the universe. This is 100% the most controversial thing on the planet that you can talk about. You want to have a really cool debate? Use this question and pick sides, and you're gonna have an amazing debate. But I'm gonna try to kind of work this out for you guys. There are definitely 2 sides to this origin of the universe. One side believes that it's all, you know, like a higher power, like God or like a group of people, and there's so many people that actually like built the earth and built everything around it, and they brought it through, or a God. Really popular belief is God, so I'm just gonna use that, but that doesn't mean I'm just saying that's the only one. So a lot of people believe that God created it, and he basically made Earth, made all the galaxies around it, and that's the final product that we have now. And there's also another type of people who say that there's a Big Bang Theory. If you haven't heard about that, I'm making another video solely about the Big Bang Theory. I'm gonna give you guys a quick gist here. So the Big Bang Theory is basically like a theory where they say that huge bodies of gas just like hit each other and caused a big bang, which just spoke creation into life. And then what happened then, we had all these like creatures, and then humans mutated from them, and now we have human races and animal races and all that things, and that's why we don't see anything like, you know, megalodon sharks or dinosaurs, which are also going to be videos in the future. So stay tuned. Go hit subscribe. But that's why we don't see those things now. It's because they all died and things mutated from them. So that's why we probably don't see Bigfoot and Sasquatch, because we mutated from them. And that's like a belief that the scientist people and the science like industry believes. And we also have the religious people who believe that it was God who created it, or you know, we have other religions like, you know, paganism, other religions where they believe a group of gods created it. So anything that you believe, it's your personal choice. I'm not here to influence that. Just make sure whenever you look at stuff online, you think about it, you know, make sure that it's actually true. So don't start believing everything that you hear. So make sure you actually use your judgment, be smart about where you're getting information from, check the links, and make sure you guys are safe on the internet and that you're safe at home. Alright guys, I really hope you guys learned a lot today about scientific mysteries. Like I mentioned, there will be so many more videos coming up about scientific mysteries. Don't worry guys, I did not like just dump the serial killer and horror topic. That'll be going on too. This will just be like a side thing. So we'll have all these really fun things that are going to be coming up, you know, within the next couple months. Stay tuned and make sure you guys hit subscribe and
like the video, share the video, and subscribe.
Yeah, go do that guys. Super important. Also, boom, Instagram. I've been stressing this a lot. You know what to do. At Jedi Solomon. Go to Instagram. Follow me. DM me. Comment. Like. I'm gonna respond to you. Comment like anything you want. Make sure it's appropriate, but anything you want, and I'll respond to it. Also, you know, huge red subscribe button should be over here, but hit my face. You know, last 5 seconds of the video. Hit my face and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.